The musical scrapper. This is going to be a short recording. I forgot to start the recording again when I started these cute little birdies here. I'm zooming in. That's as far in as I can go at the moment. Make sure it's... So I am using my Sargent Art liquid watercolors, which I have put in water brushes. So blue. This is my light blue. I've got two blues. So I'm going to do the turquoise to blue to purple. I'll do that on this chubby one here. Hey, Paula. Hello, hello, hello. See, you want to make sure wet your brush. You dry right around the ferrule so you don't get any drips like I almost had happen. And wet your paper. I took a little too much off, but that's okay. I like working wet and wet. Still barely getting a sheen. It's a hot press, so it soaks up a lot of water. But it's the nicest for stamping a good image. So Eileen, did you get it? I suppose it's been a busy day for Steams. Did you get a chance to watch Lindsay's evaluation of the magic markers yet? Mozart, I mean. I keep wanting to say magic, but they're Mozart. There we go. That's got it. There, I've got a nice sheen. It's okay, Zandra. Hello, hello. All right, so I'm going to start under the belly with the beautiful turquoise. I love these liquid watercolors. They are so vibrant. They're just yummy. Now I put them full strength into the pens. But you can add water. You can have it up to 4:1 water to ink according to the instructions. They're blending nicely, but I'm just gonna help it along a little bit. The darker blue's a little overpowering. I should have been a little more careful. Thanks, Eileen. No, just the watercolor, Jennifer. This purple one is one that's kind of leaking on me a little bit, so I'm just going to put the color down. Because I figured I could always put the color down like that and then use my water, right? or a plain water brush. So that's why I put them in that's why I didn't mix the water in with it, because then I always know how concentrated it was going to be, and I could add water and not lose the vibrancy, right? Whereas if you put water in it, then you have to be more careful when you're adding more water when you're blending, right? And I want to add more turquoise down here. So I'm going to go see. I'm going to lift up some of this blue. I'm going to dry before I do another layer. Heat gun! Oh, yeah, I would really love to have the Colin Thompson one too. I know it's a lot of detail, but not in the same way the Imagimorphia is. It's detail, but realistic details, so. Before you do another layer of watercolor, you want to dry it. Hey, lip. Okay, so I'm just going to brighten up a little bit more with this. Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Whew! All right. Picked up the wrong one. Yeesh. Don't know if it's really going to brighten up because there's just too much. The blue moved in too much. That's okay. Don't want to put that on my knee. I forgot to blend. Yikes. That made it look darker instead of lighter. Oh well. Thanks. Uh-oh. Jen's growling. Grrr. Jen's doing her best impression of me. Uh-oh. That's not good. I'm going to use the orange. Let me try the orange speedball one. There we go for his beak. I think I need to put a little yellow over top because that's too orange. See if I can lighten it up a little bit. There we go. Thanks, Joan. Oh yeah, curled, whirled, and twisted, Eileen. Curled, whirled, and twisted. Yeah, Jen, Niagara Falls. I can make it to Niagara Falls. It's easier than me going to New York. It's cheaper, so I don't have to worry about the dollar exchange. Ugh. Of course, you and hubby do, but... But I mean, really, gotta see Niagara Falls, and the Canadian side of Niagara Falls is way better than the American side. Sorry, that's where the Horseshoe Falls are. Get better view over the Canadian side. All right, so I need to do one with reds. I'm just going to cut this guy off so I can get a little closer. So they're not too far away from me. All right, so I guess I can do... Oops, I don't want to put them in upside down in case they leak. Some of them do leak, and I know they leak, so... Oh, sitting right here beside me. I'm like, where did the red one go? Okay, so I want to do a few fuchsia highlights, but let's see what happens if I don't do wet on wet. Let's just try. Oh, okay, Jen. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, that makes sense, because then you don't have to do, yeah, you don't have to do the double transfer. Right. Yeah, that's smart thinking. Smart thinking. So, putting down some red color. Taking my paintbrush. When you work and dry on wet, you'll have to work along the wet line. Wet on dry, I mean, duh. And just bring that up. And you go back in with your thirsty brush, which means it's dry, and pick up any areas that have pools more wet than the other areas. I'll go back in and do another layer. I'm gonna do a little bit of fluorescent pink on these feathers on its back and its tail, I think. Fuchsia actually is the color. It's not fluorescent pink, it's fuchsia. Apologize. It's 10 to 8, so we will be 10 minutes heading over to Eileen's. Oh, really? Not more than just your passport, Jen? Really? Ah, that sucks. You would think with it being in the Commonwealth, you wouldn't need a visa. Ugh. Or is it just an enhanced passport you need? The Zifa cards or whatever they're called. No, not to Eileen's. Ella's. Sorry, Ange. Ha! Ella's. Yeah, Paula, because it's you and I and Carrie and Kathy, Kathy, and Jillian is that in that area. And then Kathy Berg, I think, is just over, not far. Oh, a visa. Okay. And then I think I'm just going to do... I want to do them gray, so I'm just going to put a little black down. I specifically chose a small one for my black because all right, and I want another layer of red, so I'm going to dry him. Ella's channel. Oh, there's her link. Create with Ella. I'm just going to finish this last bird. Heat gun, Paula. Yeah. Haven't seen her around in a while though, Jennifer. Not sure how well she's doing. Seen her a little bit on Facebook, but and Kathleen is in Stratford, so she might want to come down and visit us. She still comes in every now and then. Kathleen, Morgan's. Okay. And actually, isn't Brenda Haley close to Detroit, or is she further south in Michigan? I'm not sure. Okay, where did I do with the red again? Gosh darn it. A little too much wet there. It does pick up very easily, so you have to be careful, very, very careful not to overwork it. It is just a student grade. It's not a professional grade, so you have to be very careful not to overwork it. I'm going to put a little orange in that tip part there for his beak. It's not really going to show up, but that's okay. I'll lift it a little bit. There we go. All right, so sometimes lifting can come in your favor when you want to get rid of color. There we go. And hey, Fancy! These are plain old water brushes, and I have put my Sargent Art liquid watercolors in the water brushes. Now some of the water brushes are leaky on me, so I have some more coming from Wish to replace the leaky ones and some of the wider ones. And then whatever other I'll use as plain water brushes. There we go. All right. Now, what am I going to do with this dude? He needs to be green. That's all there is to it. He needs to be green. I don't know if there's such a thing as... Well, there's green parrots, isn't there? I'm not totally fond of the green. Well, I mean, every green is nice. But it isn't the kindest green. So I usually like to mix it with yellow to kind of brighten it up a little bit. Yeah, these are Tim Holtz birds, of course. See, it's a very pretty green, but it's not a natural green, I guess, is what I want to try and say. It's not a natural green. So I usually add a little yellow just to liven it up a little bit, and then you got to make sure you clean off your brush afterwards to get rid of the green. These work much better wet in wet, just so you know. Because just working them into dry, they don't stay as vibrant. They do not stay as vibrant at all. Whoops. So head on over to Ella's. She is likely ready to stream. And I'll see you all on the other side. I gotta call my mom and then go make supper. So hopefully I'll make it to Ella's. We'll see. All right, thanks all for coming. See you later. Just gonna finish his beak. All right. Thanks, everyone.